Hey everybody, so this was a battle against Aaron, who decided to only use 2 Ubers. He challenged me as a passerby. It's the first time I ran into this guy. And I wanted to test out my team, but I did not know I'd be running into Ubers. So anyways, let's give this a shot. If you look at my battle preview, you notice I didn't have Aegis-Slash, I had Hone Edge. That's because I was training one, and I had forgotten and left it in my party. So that'll make for an interesting situation later on. So I lead with Scolipede, as usual. I tried to make Scolipede my lead. For the most part it works pretty well, but there are a few times when it doesn't. So I go for the Protect, just as a scout. You to use Psychic, which is something I need to be careful and look out for. And then I drop Spikes, but not before Mewtwo evolves. And I didn't know that this Mewtwo was Psychic and fighting. I thought it was the other Mega Mewtwo, so that confused me for a bit. I probably could have gone for Mega Horn and done a fair amount of damage, but instead I get hit with the Psychic, and that should drop me down to about 1 HP because I have my Focus Sash. And then I get another speed boost, and at this point I Baton Pass out. And I believe I bring in Tyranitar. Yeah. Which may not be such a great idea, since this Mewtwo is actually Fight Power. And, like you see, he uses Aura Sphere, but with Assault Vest, Tyranitar can easily take it. And then I go for the Crunch. But it really doesn't do all that much damage to Mega Mewtwo. And that's the reason it's in Ubers. And as you can see from the battle preview, I had my whole team of 6 to fight this team of 2, and so that's really where the difference between the overused tier and the Uber tier lies, really. I mean, overused Pokemon really don't have much of a chance keeping up with Ubers, but it can be done. So I switch in Scolipede thinking I can go for Speed Boost, but then I forgot about the Sandstorm, so I switch right back out. And then I bring in Talonflame to, take the hit from Aura Sphere. Luckily it doesn't do that much, even with Mega Mewtwo and his enormous attack stat. So I go for Brave Bird, of course, and you guys know I love Talonflame. He's just so useful as a Pokemon, and Brave Bird everything just works so well. So I drop the Mega Mewtwo at the risk of some recoil damage and then taking some Sandstorm damage. So Talonflame is not in good shape at this point. And then Xerneas comes out. Is that how you pronounce it? Or is it Xerneas? I can't remember. Someone correct me. Leave a comment below. And so this is actually my first time ever fighting Xerneas, so I didn't really know what to expect. So I just go for the Brave Bird again, and don't get the KO, which is kind of sad. And it had Citrus Berry, so that puts it even further out of the range of getting KO'd. And Xerneas goes for the Moonblast, because it's Fairy and Grass typing. And then, at least I think it's Fairy and Grass typing. Someone may have to correct me on all these mistakes I'm making. Like I said, I don't play Ubers, so I don't know much about these. So I bring Scolipede back in to go for the Speed Boost. And this probably wasn't a smart move, because I forgot Xerneas. A lot of Xerneas players run Geomancy, which is a really good boosting move, provided you have the 2 turns to get set up. So I Baton Pass out, bring in Hone Edge because, Fairy Killer. Or what I thought was my Aegis-Slash, but it was actually a Hone Edge, and that's why I get 1 hit KO'd, because I hadn't trained it. I do have a perfect IV and EV Hone Edge that I will be training into an Aegis-Slash, and I had a less than perfect one I've been using since then. But I thought that was kind of funny. I was kind of on autopilot fighting this guy because it was just a random passerby, and he was getting in the way of me hatching shinies for people or breeding. So I didn't really think to actually double check my team, and yeah, so that made it kind of a big issue. If I had Aegis-Slash, I probably could have just King Shield and then, Shadow Sneak. So I bring out Scolipede just to take the hit, but Xerneas was smarter than that and used Geomancy, so I'm just trying to pick away at it, do as much damage as I can before I go down. Now, the problem with Geomancy is it boosts Xerneas' speed a lot. So now it outspeeds pretty much everything, but Scolipede still has speed boost, so is actually able to do some more damage, but not enough to KO, as you can see, which is kind of frustrating. So Scolipede goes down, but it did a lot of work. And then I bring in Cloyster for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why I brought in Cloyster, but it's obviously not fast enough to outspeed, and it gets KO'd. Now this Cloyster I need to retrain because it's actually naive, so it has really, really bad special defense stats. And then I just bring out Mega Kangaskhan, and I believe I go for the Sucker Punch to finish things off because I did not want to risk having to tank a hit, especially after Geomancy kicked in. So yeah, I go for the Sucker Punch, get the KO, and I was actually able to win. But still, using 5 Pokemon to take out, 2, I don't think that's really a fair trade.